Speaker, last week the member of Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, asked the Justice Minister when he would make election laws tougher and penalties harsher. Ironic, since that member was on the board of the Wood Buffalo Housing and Development Corporation in 2007 when it gave a $2,250 donation to a certain political party. This is an illegal donation. The Elections Finances Act prohibits housing management bodies from making political donations. To the Minister of Accountability, Transparency and Transformation, when will your ministry raise the bar on openness and transparency and voluntarily disclose all illegal donations regardless of timing?
I really have no clue how to answer those questions over and over again to be in a way that comprehensible, in a way that those members can understand. But what is particularly interesting about this question is that the member to whom she is referring, because she is referring to a PC member, is one Guy Boutillier. Who was then a Wild Rose Alliance member of this House, Mr. Speaker. So, first of all, I would advise the members of the opposition that if they have any allegations, table them appropriately and be very cautious when you're pointing your fingers up, because, again, here is another member who is no longer a member of this Assembly.
Honourable members, let me just remind you all, beginning with the Deputy Premier in this instance, that we should not be referring to people who are not here, not able to defend themselves. I've commented on this before, and I would say the same to members in the opposition as well. The next question, please.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, I'm referring to the current member of Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo, who was a board member at the time. Section 1, subsection L of the Election Finances and Contributions Disclosure Act clearly spells out that management bodies under the Alberta Housing Act, such as the Wood Buffalo Housing and Development Corporation, which the current member was a board member at the time, are prohibited from making contributions to political parties. So to the Justice Minister, given that this diversion of money is intended to support the poorest Albertans happened 5 years ago, does he understand why Albertans might find limiting disclosure to only 3 years problematic?
Honourable Minister of Justice.
Well, Mr. Speaker, again, we are debating this bill this evening, I understand. The honourable member will have the ample opportunity to discuss this then. But I would also refer her to Section 52 of the legislation, which imposes a 3-year limitation period. Also, if the honourable member has any particular information, again, she'd like to disclose, I welcome her to contact the Chief Electoral Officer.
Honourable member.
My final question is to the Minister of Municipal Affairs, whose department is responsible for making sure the poorest Albertans can access subsidized housing. What have you done to make sure tax dollars intended to help very low-income Albertans are being used properly? And can you confirm that this money will or has been returned?
Hear, hear.
Honourable
Mr. Speaker, all I can confirm is that I haven't heard anything about this case, but it is very clear in law that donations like that, or as she's insinuating, cannot be made. I'll look into it, Mr. Speaker, but everyone should understand, whether it's a municipality or a housing body, they do not make those donations. It's their responsibility to make sure that they don't.